Good morning, this is Melissa with the Stock Swoosh, and I am here today to do a market update of the QQQs. And I was watching the market this week. I took a few days off from trading because it was a holiday. But you know what? The market, despite the fact it was such low volume in the last week, really ended up trading in such a nice chart formation that it just shows you that these charts and the way that you read these things work even with low volume, which of course the market is still, still a lot compared to like a stock, okay? But the point is, still, all in all, it's low compared to what it might normally do, like in the month of January, that they still follow the patterns that are set really in the chart, either continue or do really what they're setting up to do beforehand, which I've been talking about this whole time in here, that we were going to retest these double bottoms in here. Now, we did do that. Now, this 64.25 number, okay, you see this right here, we ended up going down and retesting over here in the 26. And I did talk about that the other day. Had a nice big solid red bar. Kind of was waiting for that to happen back here. Never happened during the month of December. The market was trying to figure itself out. Finally did it then the day after Christmas. Okay, so fine. Where do we go from there? Well, obviously the logical next move for the market would be lower. Because we opened here, I thought we might get under this bar. We didn't. We opened right at the end of it. Do you see here? We opened right tiny. In fact, let's see. We opened at 64.56. And we closed at 64.50. Look at that. That is rare. Okay, it's very rare that the market would open within 6 pennies of the close the day before. Do you see that? Okay, so that was a sign actually that it was going to drop pretty much right on the open, which is what it did. It booped up a little bit, but then it just dropped. So this was actually a really nice setup to go short in here. Really nice day to short things in here on the 27th. And look what it did. Came down here to an exact number. We're going to go look at the 15-minute chart and see how it set up and then fell. But this was, sometimes, the market does things unexpectedly, but much of the time, it does things that you know it's going to do. And it's so nice. It just makes you love reading charts. And it makes me just want to continue to get better at doing this. Look at this, what this did right here. There it is. It went to the very first place that it could have gone. Boop, that guy right there. Look at it. That's what it did. Right there. To the exact number. The market. Here's how it's set up. So it would have fallen right into it. Okay, if you would have been looking for an area to possibly bounce, that would have been my first area. I was shorting on the day. I took the day off, but that was the first place, and it hit the number exactly. And as soon as it would have done it and bounced, in fact, we'll go look at a 1-minute chart. Here's how it's set up. So opened, set up nicely in here, it's all set up. Look at this huge fall in this 10-15 bar. Really nice. Had another continuation sell set up right here into noon, into 11:45, right into 12 o'clock. Major reversal time for the market. Fell past it into 12:30, but bounced right at that number, 63.60. Set up again here then, and then the market fell like this into the 2 o'clock. Now, after it hits a number like that and tries to go up and does a sell setup, this is fine, except for the fact that you have to be aware it hit a number. And if it doesn't continue down here lower into 2 o'clock, which is another major reversal time, and drop and make a new low, you would have had to be aware of this one. This flipped and bounced over this area right here. See that? Which it did, and then it went over this pivot. It's starting to get late to short at this point now after this kind of hard drop all the way into way past the time, which is 12:30, okay? See that? Now, let's go look and see how it's set up on the 1 minute. This is on the 27th. Boy, I tell you, when these numbers act like this so perfectly, it just really makes you love trading. Okay. There it is. Right there. Boop. Bounced right off of it, did a bottoming tail, and then you would have known it wasn't going to continue right there. Right there. See that? So first of all, you needed to know the number, okay, which we had, and then after it doesn't go down here, it sets up, like it's going to go back down again, but once it doesn't, and then it does a green bar, And then if you didn't get out here, okay, here you need to be out here as soon as it goes over that guy, or you could be out and wait to this guy right there over that pivot. So you could have lowered whatever you ran, or even if you were shorting the market. Market was a beautiful short. Market was a beautiful short. Market was a beautiful short that day. Beautiful short. In fact, let's just see where it was in here. You know, I don't usually just play the market, but on days like this, when the market sets up so beautifully, and, you know, it's the holiday week, so there isn't like a million, you know, gaps to trade, you really could short the market, okay? So here was the first drop in here, which you would have known it was going to go down because of the daily chart. Okay, because by that time it would have gotten under this area here. You see this? You would have look at how this 50 is pointing down. All that the market did was boop right up here, 65.18. Right, do you see the 65.14? Now, again, sometimes these are areas, sometimes they're exact numbers, but that even was within 4 pennies. So when it opened here, it tried to go up, hit the 50, went 4 pennies over the yesterday's bar, and came right in. And then as soon as it went here under the 64.92, you would have known it was going to continue. And of course, the first number was this number down here. There it is. So here's where we're looking at next. And the way that we closed here on Friday just shows even lower because of the topping tail and then the red body here. Okay. So this was a nice short in the market here. This is a nice short in the market here. You know, any of these days you could have just played the market, honestly, because there wasn't a lot of gaps at the end of the year. You know, there's not a lot of earnings and stuff, but any of these days you could play the market. In fact, let's look at the 26th to see how it's set up. So interesting to always look at this, even though I don't, like I said, typically just play the market. Looks like there was nothing to do in here at all until, let's see. I mean, you could have shorted up here after it didn't go over this area, but this would have been very aggressive. Okay, if you wouldn't have been anticipating what I saw there in the chart, this would have been very aggressive to do. So the real clean entry on this was not until around here into 10 o'clock. Here and here. Okay, these are the clean entries at around 10. This is extremely aggressive, okay? There's times I do stuff like that when I am so certain that something's going to do something that I either take a half position or I take the full position if I have 100% conviction in it. And actually, I don't take anything that I have 100% conviction in, but this is extremely aggressive. This over here is the pretty clean entry, the safe entry. Still a great entry. Still a great entry as far as I'm concerned to even get in this, all right? And then no suffering in the short all the way down. Look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move all the way down into just blood all morning. Really nice drop in the market. And let's just look at the larger picture here now, just over the next week or so, okay, till January. I think we see in here, okay, I don't think that 63 is crazy. It's 78 cents away. We only have 1 day left in the calendar year, which is December 31st, and it's a half day for the market on Monday. So will we do that? Can we do that? Sure we can. With all the things that are happening right now, all the news that's going on, that's very realistic. However, because it is a half day in the market, we might just have a little rest day in here and wait to do this kind of drop till Wednesday or Thursday of next week. I hope it actually waits till January, but we'll have to see. So either way, this is more than realistic at this point in here. And you see how if you're trading this, okay, if you're in stuff, first of all, I play gaps, and so I'm playing gaps at work regardless of the market. But I do like to read the market because it helps determine, for me personally, whether the gap is going to meet the first target or the second target or the third target or a small target on the day. If the market happens to be very bullish, which it was in these 2 days, or if it's a day to just, back off, okay, if there isn't any good gaps. But the whole point is, if you do not trade gaps and you're involved in something that has to do with the market, like a daily buy or daily sell setup on a daily chart of a stock, you've got to be careful when the market's trying to figure itself out here. Now, my bias always was heavy. and bearish throughout this whole thing for the reasons I discussed in my previous video, which was all the chances the market had to recover and go higher before the end of the year, way before, back in November. We had plenty of time, and we couldn't do it. So my overall bias was always heavy in my trading room. I was saying it. Now, that being said, if you're trading and it's not doing what you think, okay, if you are not reading the chart in the same way that I am, your best option then is to back off, okay? Because when you don't see something clearly, you back off, okay? Now, I saw heaviness and bearishness, and it followed through, okay? But if you're not sure the market's doing this, which is trying to figure itself out, back off your trading, okay? Wait, because you're going to get hurt if you anticipated doing something and you're not clear on why it should do this or what you want to see and so on and so forth. That's why I love to say my bias is it's going to do this, and it's going to do this, and it's going to do this. And then when it does this, like we talked about here, when it came right down into the 64.29, my bias was always we were going to retest this, and that once we did, we were going to break it. Now, on the day, we didn't break it, but I knew when we retested it, we were going to break it. Beautiful, there it is. So the point was, have your setups in your head, write it down, and then when it does it, it just confirms and gives you more conviction to play. But if you're not sure, back off, okay? That's my best advice I can give you. So, yeah, I definitely think in here is 100% realistic in the next week, okay? Because Monday is going to be a light day of trading, I think, too. Although with all the news, who knows? But really, I'm not even... We're going to retest this in here. Whether or not we bounce off of this bullish gap and big green bar, I can't say at the moment until we wait and see. We're either going to come in and bounce off that guy, which I still think we're going to turn around and be bearish, but we're either going to bounce off here, or if we break this, I have no issues with this tail down here, even though it's a bottoming tail with a green head. Like, we're just going to come right all the way down in here. In fact, let's just look at it. If we're going to hold, I think we're going to hold there. And if we don't hold there, I actually think we're going to break this. So we'll have to wait and see here. This is I guess what I'm trying to say is this is the place that we really should hold if we're going to hold. Okay? This nice big green bar here on the 8, it's a bullish gap. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what it does. This is Melissa with thestockswoosh.com. If you're interested in a free trial to my trading room, which is open every day from 8 a.m. to noon, and I call it live trades and gaps, and I do go over the market in live time, then please feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com for a free trial. Thanks, and have a great day.